What's up, guys? Happy Monday, April 29th. We're going to go over some MLB picks and predictions for today. We're going to go try to find some winners, try to put you guys on some winners. Don't forget to drop your MLB picks in the comments below. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so when I drop a video, you do get notified and you can watch it right away, because sometimes it comes out at random times. None of this is just when I get information and stuff. So trying to give you guys information and make informed decisions, also help you to make some money. These are my opinions and my info, but trying to help you guys make some money, potentially, hit some parlays, whatever, have some fun. Like I said, drop your MLB picks in the comments. Let's get into it. I don't want to waste you guys' time. First game up, we're going to Baltimore, where the Yankees come into town. Clark Schmidt going for the Yankees, and we got Grayson Rodriguez. We got two righties going here. Right now, the Yankees are hitting 301 versus righties, whereas the Baltimore Orioles are hitting 231 versus righties. Both are still pretty decent versus right-handed pitching. The Yankees just exploded in that last series versus the Brewers. I think they put up about 37 runs in 2 games. They allowed, I think, 16 or 15 runs, but so in this one, though, I think I gotta go with the team that's a little bit better form. The Orioles did just lose 2 of 3 to the Athletics. They're getting plus money with the Yankees here. The Orioles might be without their closer, Craig Kimbrell, which left with back soreness after he blew the save. He gave up a 2-run home run and ended up losing the game for the Orioles, losing us some money yesterday there. Craig Kimbrell is going to do it. Craig Kimbrell does. He seems to lose some of those key games. He can blow saves. He can pitch a lot of balls, and honestly, he's not my favorite closer for sure. So he's been with lots of different teams, and he's done the same thing for over all the years. So I got to go with the team I think is a little bit better. I also lean to the over. If it was at 8.5 still, like it was earlier, I would advise it of taking that 8.5. At 9, you have a little bit more push potential, with a 5-4 game where we've seen versus the Yankees, with the Yankees and stuff like that. In these type of series, we've seen 5-4 games before, but in this one, I think the Yankees at plus money, the team that's swinging a little bit harder bat, has played at a lot of runs. All the guys are heating up. You got, the main pieces hitting multiple runs. Soto, Rizzo, Judge, I think all have at least 5 home runs versus right-handed pitching so far this season. Stanton has 6 home runs versus righties. Cabrera has 3 home runs versus righties. So Rizzo batting 329, Judge batting 238, Soto batting 311. So lots of good numbers there. I think Grayson Rodriguez could potentially struggle in this one. So give me the Yankees here. All right, next game up, we go to the last series of this Marlins-Nationals team. The Marlins were up 7-0 yesterday and ended up blowing that, losing 12-9. Now you got Jake Irvin and Tyler Rogers going. Tyler Rogers are lefty for the Marlins. The Nationals are hitting 265 versus lefties over the last 7 days. Marlins are hitting 241 versus righties. Honestly, this Marlins team at big favorites is not my favorite, so I still would lean to the Nationals again at getting that plus money. Like, they're just the better team, in my opinion, better bullpen. So at plus money, I just got to take the Nationals. I would lean to the over. Trevor Rogers has not recorded a win in over a year, I believe, since April of last year. So he's struggling. He did face the Braves twice this season, but so did Jake Irvin as opposed to the Dodgers. So honestly, the Nationals could definitely get the 4-game sweep here. And at plus money, I got to take the Nationals again. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this game, but I just got to go with the plus money with the Nationals. They keep giving us it, and it keeps cashing, so I got to keep taking it. All right, next we're going to Citi Field, where the Mets host the Cubs. In this one, I kind of got to go back to that thought of, teams playing Sunday night baseball and then having to travel seem to struggle the next day. I mean, they have to play in Boston. It was a later night for them, and they got to get on a plane, fly to the next place. They used quite a bit of their bullpen. They ended up losing that game yesterday, 5-4 versus the Red Sox. Now they got to go into Citi Field. It seems like over the years, it's just been a trend where they seem to struggle the next game. And I get it. It's kind of a tough spot. In this one, you got 2 righties going. Severino versus Jameson Tyone. Tyone is not my favorite pitcher, but he hasn't been in the worst form lately. He did only give up 1 earned run versus the Astros his last outing, but I mean the Astros are still struggling. Severino, his last outing was not the greatest. He gave up 3 earned runs, but he has had some solid starts this season. Both these teams are hitting righties pretty well, pretty decent anyway. The Cubs, 244 average. They're striking out quite a bit, though. That is one concern. 26.1% K rate over the last 7 days. And you got the Mets. They are striking out a decent amount, a little bit more than they normally do. They're 22%. They're still batting 231. So honestly, this is a pretty evenly matched one, but I think I got to go with the Mets here. This Cubs bullpen is still not my favorite. I think the Mets have a little bit of the advantage there. And the Mets being at home, got to sleep in their own bed, being rested, the Cubs having to play that Sunday night game and then travel. I just think it's a bad spot for the Cubs. So I think I got to go with the Mets here. If I was going to look at any guys as far as like a home run potential, I mean, Pete Alonso is the kind of the go-to, but he does have 5 home runs with 267 average versus righties, but he hasn't hit a home run for a while now. DJ Stewart, though, 3 home runs versus right-handed pitching, 856 on OPS, 11 RBIs. I think he leads the team in under Brandon Nimmo has 1 more RBI than him versus righties, but I think I would look at DJ Stewart. Honestly, he's got good power numbers, but I got to go with the Mets in this one. As far as the weather goes, it looks like it should be somewhat all right. Hopefully the rain holds off. We got a crosswind, though, 10-mile-an-hour crosswind. So that might help carry a couple balls out. But anyways, it's Mets money line for me in this. All right, next up, we're going to Guaranteed Rate Field where the White Sox host the Twins. These teams did just meet last week. The Twins swept that 4-game series. That was when, the White Sox were still struggling. The White Sox did just sweep the Rays at home in that 3-game series. I mean, that says a little bit more about the Rays, too. Like I've said it before in previous videos, I don't like this Rays team this year. I feel like they're missing some pieces. I don't like their bullpen. So that kind of says a little bit more about the Rays. The White Sox, I got to give them the credit, though. They did, they put up lots of runs. Their bullpen pitched all right. Their starters pitched well. They're starting to hit. So honestly, you got to give some credit to the White Sox. Made some money betting on them. Now you get Garrett Crochet coming in for the lefty for the White Sox. Honestly, I don't like his form. He started to regress after a good start to the season. He pitched versus this team last week. He gave up 5 earned runs, a home run, had 6 strikeouts in 4 innings. So he can still, paint some corners and get some strikeouts, but he's given up 17 earned runs in his last 11 innings, 11 2/3 innings, and he's given up 4 home runs. So versus a Twins team that is absolutely mashing left-handed pitching over the last week, 394 average, 16.7% K rate, just absolutely crushing left-handed pitching. And it's not like it's a small sample size. That's over 100 plate appearances. So they're crushing lefties right now. We've seen them plate, double-digit home runs multiple times in that Anaheim series. It's all Twins for me in this one. Joe Ryan, I mean, both these players, both these pitchers have seen these, opposing hitters once. I kind of do lean to the, given the advantage there to the hitters in that position. But Joe Ryan can still get strikeouts. He could give up some home runs in this one. We do see a 10-mile-an-hour wind blowing out. So would it shock me to see some home runs? No. I could see Ryan Jeffers hitting one. He's got a 318 average versus lefties with a home run this season. Maybe Max Kepler hits one. He's got 300 average versus lefties. Edward Julian's got good numbers. Lots of good guys on here that can hit lefties. And like I said, this Twins team is just mashing lefties right now. On the other side, Andrew Benintendi is kind of my go-to guy right now for the White Sox. He does have previous numbers against Joe Ryan too, but he usually can get solid. He's not a huge power hitter, and then Eloy Jimenez is the other guy that I like on this team. But I wouldn't be afraid to lay -1.5 with the Twins at plus money here. I think the Twins get a comfortable win. And, the White Sox get a little bit deflated, but it's just it's nothing new. The Twins own this matchup. They've won 9 of the last 10 meetings, 6-3-1 to the over. So I think the Twins win this one. I think they win it fairly comfortably again. I trust their bullpen more. They have some rested guys after those multiple blowout games. So I like this. I like this spot for the Twins, and I think they get a comfortable win. All right, next game we're going to look at is the Phillies and the Angels. The Angels facing lefty Christopher Sanchez in this one, and then Griffin Canning, the righty, going pitching for the Angels. Griffin Canning is probably my least favorite pitcher for the Angels in this rotation. His last outing wasn't terrible. He hasn't given up home runs in back-to-back starts. His strikeout numbers, not the greatest. Still, he can somewhat get close to a strikeout per inning, but he can also give up lots of contact. On the other side, Christopher Sanchez, he only went 3 innings his last start, had 3 strikeouts. He's given up only 1 earned run in 3 straight starts, has yet to give up a home run in his last 5 starts. I don't think he's given up a home run at all. Griffin Canning, he's given up 4 or 5 home runs in his last 5 starts. So versus a Phillies team that is hitting righties right now at 304 average over the last week, only striking out 17% of the time, slugging at 544. I like their chances here. I still don't like this Phillies bullpen, but they actually pitched pretty well in that Padres series. The last game they gave up something, but you look at the Angels versus lefties, they struggle. They're hitting below 200. Their strikeout rate goes up. Sanchez might not pitch deep into this game, but I think with the advantage, the Phillies just have the advantage as far as consistency. The hitters right now, the form that they're in. Mike Trout didn't get a single home run in that. I don't think Mike Trout, Taylor Ward, Ohape, none of the good consistent hitters got anything remotely good in that Twin series. So I got to go Phillies here. I could see them. I would honestly lay the -1.5 with the Phillies, I think, too. I could see this game getting a little bit higher scoring. These teams haven't met since August of last year, and that was in Philadelphia. But we've seen 10 runs minimum in all 3 of those games. I wouldn't be surprised to see another 10 runs in this game. We're seeing the total set at 8.5, juiced to the over. No surprise. We got 8 to 10 mile an hour winds blowing out. It should be come game time. The total will probably move to 9.5. Wouldn't surprise me at all, given these bullpens and stuff. Versus right-handed pitching on the Phillies side, Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper still have 5 home runs versus righties. Their averages aren't the greatest, but then you got Trey Turner, 2 home runs, batting .342 versus righties. Brandon Marsh, 6 home runs, 323 average. He's got 15 RBIs. He leads the team in RBIs versus righties. He also leads the team in OPS versus righties. These guys can strike out a lot, but lots of them hit for power. So I think they tag Griffin Canning for a couple. I wouldn't be shocked to see Alec Boehm hit a home run. He's got 2 home runs, batting .362 versus right-handed pitching. Trey Turner could hit one. Castellanos could hit one. Pretty much anybody on this team can hit home runs. So I could see a couple guys tagging Canning here. On the other side, the Angels versus lefties, I don't really like any of these numbers. Taylor Ward has a home run in 18 at-bats versus left-handed pitching. Other than that, Rengifo can get on base. He's not really hitting for power. Drury's struggling. I don't know who's going to be catching, but Hoppy's not good. Just lots of bad numbers when it comes to the Angels. So give me the Phillies. I'd probably lay the -1.5 to get plus money here. But if I was putting the parlay together, it's Phillies. I'd put the Phillies and the Twins. I think both those ones can get it done. So give me the Phillies. I think they win this game pretty comfortably. All right, next up we go to Chase Field, where the D-backs host the Dodgers. These series, these teams are evenly matched as far as the last 10 you go. It's 5-5 in the last 10, 5 to the over, 5 to the under. The D-backs won the last 3 meetings last season to close out the season. Dodgers versus left-handed pitching, obviously really good, 317 average over the last week, only striking out 12.4% of the time in 89 plate appearances. Diamondbacks batting .360 over the last 7 days versus left-handed pitching, 21% K rate. The thing here is James Paxton has been struggling with the strikeouts. He only has 1 strikeout in his last start, 1 strikeout in the start before that. So in his last 9 2/3 innings, he's only has 2 strikeouts. That's concerning, and he's given up 11 walks. versus a Diamondbacks team that's pretty patient at the plate. They don't strike out a lot. I still don't like the Diamondbacks bullpen. They're not my favorite bullpen, but when you look at the Diamondbacks as a bullpen, they've given up 9 home runs with a 4.31 ERA so far this season. The Dodgers bullpen, 15 home runs given up with a 3.75 ERA. Honestly, the Dodgers have been on a road trip. I think I'm going to go the Diamondbacks first 5 money line. I kind of want to take the bullpens out of this. Tommy Henry on the other side is solid as last outing. His only earned run he gave up was a solo home run. He had 6 strikeouts in 6 innings versus the Cardinals. His start before that was the one where I think it was that crazy Cubs game where it went back and forth after. It was a crazy game, but he gave up 5 earned runs and 9 hits in 4 1/3 innings. But he's only given up 1 home run. Well, I guess he's given up a home run in every start so far, other than 1 this season. James Paxton has given up two home runs in 4 starts so far this season. So honestly, like I said, versus a team that can hit lefties very well, the Diamondbacks can get on base. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. batting .341 with 2 home runs. Ketel Marte batting .362 with 3 home runs. He leads the D-backs versus lefties right now. Blaze Alexander batting .375 with 2 home runs. So Christian Walker .306 with a home run. Suarez with .344 with a home run. So man, these Diamondbacks can get on base. When you look at the Dodgers numbers, they're a little bit more concerning versus lefties. Teoscar Hernandez has 3 home runs batting .265. But a lot of them struggle as far as hitting home runs and stuff versus lefties compared to righties, even though they can get on base and stuff. I think I just got to go with the Diamondbacks. First 5 money line. If it's tied after 5, it's a push. If they're leading, which I can definitely see, all they got to do is take a 1-run lead into the 6th inning, and then they can blow the game after that. I don't care. So give me the Diamondbacks first 5 money line at should be plus 115 or so with push potential. Versus in an evenly matched, in my opinion, pitching matchup. Honestly, I think Tommy Henry's in a little bit better form than James Paxton. So give me the Diamondbacks first 5 money line. I do need to see the lineups for sure before I lock this in, but as of right now, I don't think I can get to the Dodgers with Paxton. It's so public. He's a minus 135 favorite right now. It just seems like that's going to take a lot of public money. And in a game that's went 50-50 over the last 10 games, team that's crushing left-handed pitching, honestly, I could see the D-backs winning this game. So I think the public's going to be all over the Dodgers at the low price, and I could see them losing this one. They're just on a road trip. They got to go. They are on the East Coast. They got to go back West Coast. I don't know. I think it's just not the greatest spot, whereas the Diamondbacks only had to fly from San Francisco home. So they're in a little bit different spot. I think the Dodgers could fall flat in this one. We seen them lose yesterday. They only put up 1 run. They lost, I think, 3-1 yesterday versus in that last game versus Toronto. So it wouldn't surprise me to see them come out a little sluggish in this game. So Diamondbacks first 5 money line. I kind of lead to the full game money line. I don't know if I can still trust his bullpen yet or not for sure. All right, now we go to Petco Park where the Padres host the Reds. Padres just got swept by the Phillies. I was on the Padres yesterday. They lost 8-6, I think it was. Not a good 3-game series for the Padres. They just didn't look completely there. Now they face a lefty in Nick Lodolo. Padres are hitting 154 versus left-handed pitching over the last 7 days. Not what you want to see. I mean, Cincinnati hasn't been the greatest versus righties. They're striking out a ton. The 195 average over the last week with a 31% K rate. They are walking a decent amount of time too, but honestly, that's kind of concerning. One thing I will note is that the Padres and the Reds have went no run first inning, 5 straight meetings. So I could see that with Nick Lodolo. He can get strikeouts. He can average about a strikeout per inning. Sometimes he can average 2 strikeouts per inning. He's already done it once. He had 10 strikeouts in 5 2/3 innings. He's had 7 in 5 innings, 6 in 6 1/3, 4 and 5. Yeah. So he's been all right. He's given up the most earned runs he's given up is 3 so far in that was his last outing versus the Phillies, and they still did get the win there. Matt Waldron on the other side, he's given up home runs in back-to-back starts. He kind of alternates between an all right start and then a bad start and then an all right start. Strikeout numbers are somewhat low. He's only eclipsed. Well, he got 7 strikeouts in one game, but other than that, he's less than a strikeout per inning guy. Honestly, the Reds I like a little bit more versus righties, but I just got to go with the Reds in this one. I mean, they did have a tougher matchup versus the Rangers. I would lean to the no-run first inning in this one too. If you're looking at players versus righties, obviously Ellie De La Cruz is he's the guy on this team versus righties. He's got a 1.105 OPS, 15 RBIs, 6 home runs, batting .311 versus righties. Heimer Candelario has a home run off his Matt Waldrum in 3 at-bats, but other than that, there's no previous history versus him. Will Benson, 3 home runs, batting .211. Spencer Steer, 2 home runs, 13 RBIs, batting .273. Nick Martini has 12 RBIs. Jonathan India is starting to get going now that he's back and healthy, or somewhat healthy anyways. He's got .246 average with a home run. Tyler Stevenson has a home run, batting .244. On the other side, versus lefties, Egay Rosario, 323 average with 3 home runs. Other than that, it's a lot of red numbers, lots of bad averages versus lefties for the Padres. Manny Machado has 2 home runs with a 188 average. He does have a home run in 3 at-bats versus Nick Lodolo in his career. But outside of that, most of these guys have bad numbers. I think you could isolate this to the Reds' first 5 money line. I wouldn't be opposed to that, taking bullpens out of this one. As far as the Reds bullpen goes, their bullpen hasn't been terrible. I mean, they do have to pitch at a more hitter-friendly ballpark half the time of the year. So, and their ERA is still only in the 3s. They have given up 12 home runs, but I think the Reds get this one done. The Padres just don't look right to me right now, and they're facing a lefty in Nick Lodolo. I think they struggle. I do lean to the Nerfy in this one. I think it's a slow starting game. This is a pitcher-friendly environment. I think Nick Lodolo could rack up some strikeouts here. Padres struggling, like I said, versus lefties. Like I said, I wouldn't blame you if you took the Reds' first 5 money line, and you get that push potential as well. But I got to take All right, we're going to Oakland Coliseum now, where the Pirates and the Athletics start a series here, 3-game series. You got Joe Boyle, the righty, going for Oakland. Bailey Falter, the lefty, going for Pittsburgh. Oakland struggles versus left-handed pitching. They're hitting a 160 average over the last 14 days, only a 3% walk rate, 19% strikeout rate. Pirates versus righties, 208 average, 23% K rate the last 7 days. So neither one of these teams are doing anything too crazy as far as offensively. Oakland did still get 2 wins in that series. Honestly, if I was going to pick a side in this one, I still would go to Oakland, but I don't like them as much versus a lefty. Bailey Falter, 8 strikeouts in 7 innings versus the Brewers in a 2-1 victory. His only earned run he gave up was a solo home run. And then the time before that, 4 strikeouts in 5 innings, 2 earned runs. So he's given up home runs in back-to-back starts. Joe Boyle on the other side, 6 strikeouts in 3 innings versus the Yankees. He gave up a home run. He had to face Cleveland versus the time before that. He gave up a home run. He had 3 strikeouts in 6 innings. So his numbers, in my opinion, don't show the whole picture. I think he's faced some tough lineups, but I think he can get some strikeouts versus a Pirates team that is striking out a bit. Honestly, I'm going to go with the no-run first inning here. I haven't had the greatest luck in no-run first inning situations this season, but look, when you look at the Pirates, they got a 222 average the last 14 days versus right-handed pitching in the first inning. They have a 23% K rate. They went Nerfies three times in a row. That was in San Francisco from that series. They're 18-11 in the no-run first inning so far this season, and 14-3 to the no-run first inning on the road. So they're a big road Nerfy team, no-run first inning team. Oakland on the other side has a batting average of 0.67 or 0.067, I should say, in the last 14 days versus left-handed pitching in the first inning. 2 straight no-run first innings in that last series versus Baltimore. They went no-run first inning yesterday as well. They're 8-5 to the no-run first inning at home, 15-14 overall on the season. Honestly, I think this one starts very slowly. I think we see the no-run first inning is a little bit juiced, and I think it's for good reason here. Both these offenses can struggle. Like I said, I don't like the Athletics too much versus a lefty, and the Pirates just honestly don't give a lot for me to be desired here. So as long as Joe Boyle can pitch somewhat decent here, Oakland is typically a more pitcher friendly ballpark. So I got to go with the Nerfy in this one. I want to see the lineups before I lock it in tonight. It's got lots of time, obviously, but right now my best play in this game is the no-run first inning. All right, that's all I got for you guys. We're just getting close to the 26-minute mark of this video. I wanted to give you guys some picks that I, had a little bit more confidence in instead of going over every single game and just giving out random stuff. I'm still trying to put you guys on winners. The few people that do watch these videos at this moment, you can I try to update people if I lock in plays or parlays. I'll try to lock that in. Try to post that on social media. I just don't talk to a lot of people right now on social media, so it's kind of slow. But don't forget to drop your MLB picks in the comments below. Like and subscribe to the channel if you like this content. You want more info. Turn on notifications so you know when I drop a video. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I thank you guys. Thanks for watching. Good luck with your wagers if you're wagering today. And always, I'll see you guys in the next video.